Are you someone who is brand new to basketball and wants to start by learning how to dribble? Or are you someone who's been playing for a while but is just struggling to dribble a basketball? And why exactly is it so important to be so good at dribbling? Well, in this video, I'm going to be explaining how to dribble a basketball for beginners and help you move one step closer to improving your handles and becoming a better dribbler. So without further ado, let's get into this video. Dribbling wasn't even introduced until the year of 1901. And back then, the only way to score in basketball was to pass it to a teammate and they would shoot the ball. And fast forward to today, it is now one of the most important skills in basketball. But why is it so important? It can help you get from one point of the court to another. It can help you create opportunities for yourself and for your teammates. And it can create moments on the court like this.
Shot clock is down to 3. Kyrie Irving doing it inside the defensive line and blocked it out to get free. Oh, Kyrie masterful inside.
Oh, I was getting ready to say great defense, which it was by Malcolm Brogdon.
But a great ball handler doesn't just dribble in hopes to get a shot off, or they don't just dribble in hopes to break someone's ankles. They're actually really smart and strategic with how they use their ball handling ability. But in order to know when, why, and how to do certain moves, it all starts with the fundamentals. So now let's get into how to dribble a basketball. So the very first thing you want to do when dribbling a basketball is to push the ball down and not slap the ball. Because if you're slapping the ball, you're not going to have as much control over your dribbling, and it would be much easier for someone to come in and knock the ball from you. So to make your dribbling more effective, you need to push the ball down and have your fingertips spread out apart from each other while gripping the ball. And you're really not supposed to be dribbling a basketball standing straight up, but it can be very helpful to be able to dribble high and dribble low. But for the most part, to make your moves as effective as possible and maybe as quick as possible, you need to dribble low. But the reason why dribbling high and dribbling low can be very effective is because it can make you that much more dangerous and unpredictable as a ball handler. And one way to practice and get a good feel for dribbling a ball is to pound the ball as hard as you can, but you can start from going slow and then start dribbling it much faster. And as you continue to pound the ball, it may get harder and harder for you to control the ball and possibly end up losing the ball. So don't be frustrated or scared to lose the ball, just pick the ball back up again and keep trying. Okay, look. I get it. I keep interrupting your videos. We've been there, done that. Okay, we talked about it, yada, whatever. Okay, anyway, me and dribbling, we seem to have this love-hate relationship going on, you know? I mean, like, I was at the park again earlier. I mean, at least I'm getting better with that, right? But I was at the park, and the ball just goes flying out of my hands into this big old ditch that I had to travel to the journey to center of the earth to go get. I mean, luckily I didn't fall in the ditch or anything because, you know, my shirt and my shorts are clean. But I just wanted to come in here and ask you, were you going to make a video or give any tips on how to avoid having the ball have a mind of its own and go flying through your hands like you got butterfingers or something? Okay, first of all, I was getting to that until you came in here and interrupted my video again. And I'm really not surprised that the ball ended up in a ditch considering the amount of times you threw a ball in my room in the middle of my videos. Oh, you was getting to that? Okay. Alright, that's all I wanted to know. Alright, peace. Okay, thank you. And some common problems we run into when trying to practice or trying to dribble a basketball is, like my twin brother said, is losing the ball. We often have the ball go flying through our hands and have really no control over the ball. So here are a few things that we could do to fix this problem. And one way to improve your grip on a basketball is to just hold the ball in your hands with your fingertips spread apart from each other like earlier, but you want to squeeze the ball as hard as you can to get some power, get some strength into your fingertips, so that way when you start dribbling, you'll be able to have that control, that grip that you need to lessen the chances of the ball going through your hands. And stop looking down. And I know as beginners we may tend to have this habit of looking at the ball to see where the ball might be going, and that's understandable because even some professionals have to look at the ball every now and then. But it's better to kind of do this when you're practicing, to kind of understand where the ball goes when you're dribbling, because when you're in a real game or even in a pickup game, you need to get in the habit of knowing where the ball is and have your head up at all times, because you can miss very important things that might be happening on the basketball court. And make sure you are moving your body along with the ball, because you don't want to be dribbling a ball, trying to do a crossover for example, and then you dribble the ball right into your legs because you didn't really move your legs along with the ball. Now let's take a look at how some pro players dribble, but in a more strategic way. So Jamal Crawford has a bigger defender on him, and that bigger defender continues to back up, and as Jamal Crawford is attacking him, he goes into a between the legs crossover and into a mid-range jump shot. And sometimes as a ball handler, you don't want to be trying to cross someone up or break someone's ankles all the time. Sometimes it's just a matter of using the best moves in the best situations. And here he's in transition and uses the behind the back crossover to create space and get him to the rim for an easy layup. And here Jamal Crawford does a hesitation move to get past his defender, and he takes a mid-range shot, gets fouled, and knocks it down. And now let's look at how some of the greatest ball handlers in the league cross their defenders up or break their defenders' ankles. So Kyrie Irving drives to the paint as Andre Roberson tries to stay in front of him, but then he does a snatchback, which then causes Andre Roberson to fall to the ground, which then gives him a mid-range opportunity, and he knocks the mid-range shot down. And what he really did here is that he drove in a certain direction as his defender followed him, and he used his momentum against him by stopping on a dime and doing the snatchback, which then caused him to fall to the ground. And on this play, he does two behind the backs into a hesitation and then crosses over to finish at the rim. So Kyrie Irving comes down the court and his defender reaches in, and he does behind the back in the opposite direction. And if a defender tries to close out on you or come at you from a certain direction, you could cross over in the opposite direction, which could cause them to fall to the ground, and you could break their ankles that way as well. Which is exactly what Steph Curry does in this clip. And Steph Curry comes down the court and does a half spin into a crossover into a mid-range jump shot. And after the half spin, his defender tries to chase him down and close that gap, but then Steph Curry crosses over to create separation, which then gives him the mid-range shot and he knocks it down. And now let's recap the fundamentals of dribbling. When dribbling a basketball, you want to push the ball down and not slap the ball. And when you're pushing it down, you want to push it down with your fingertips and your wrist. And get in a low stance to make your crossovers more quick and effective. And make sure that you're moving with the basketball so you don't accidentally dribble into your legs or into your foot. And try to grip the basketball as hard as you can so that you can have more power in your fingertips and in your hands, so that you can have more control over the basketball when you're dribbling. And when you master the basics and the fundamentals of dribbling a basketball, then you could create opportunities for yourself, then you could create opportunities for your teammates and not really have to rely on teammates passing you the ball. And then you will be at a point where you'll be able to dribble a basketball like this.
Ever come across?
just saying, a guy performs like that, somebody better sign him. If the Mavericks did it, somebody was going to. Oh, wait a minute.
Oladipo on skates. CJ.
But he got the ball on the move. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm sorry, George. Oh my goodness.
So I've talked about the best moves to use in the best situations. But what exactly are the best moves to use in the best situations? Well, click this video right here, and I will be explaining a crucial basketball move that beginners must master in order to really take their ball handling skills to the next level. And I'll also be explaining when and why it's so important to use as well. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, please subscribe, and comment down below your thoughts on this video. Thank you all for watching, and peace.